Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of a Speedpaint. This is, I believe, episode 21, and it is by far one of my favorite ones. And today I am covering over Ulquiorra, which I'm not sure if a lot of people are familiar with him on my channel because they know more about the Sonic culture, but he is my favorite character from the Bleach series, and he is just drop dead beautiful. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to draw him. And not to also mention, if you guys have been following up on my posts, you would see that I'm actually doing a lot more of the artwork this time because I was supposed to do a portfolio for my classroom because I'm still attending college and I believe I'm a senior. So, yeah, that kind of went into shambles because my teacher, oh my lord, she does not like digital art whatsoever. And I was like, okay, this might not be so easy to work with. So I showed her, I believe, two pieces of my traditional art, and she just said she just outright didn't like them. She just, no. She said one of them was kind of inappropriate, and I was like, okay, that's great. Well, I guess I can't use that in my art portfolio. But little did she know, I already put it in my art portfolio. It's probably not something I should do because I want to graduate, and I kind of need that passing grade, but I feel like if I didn't stick to myself, then would I really be like the artist I am if I didn't stick to the art I believe in doing? So then that happened, and that's what made me kind of do like five art pieces in one day. I had done one of Ulquiorra, then I've done another one of Red, but I don't think I recorded the one with Red because that one was really rushed, and I just needed to get it completed by today. But I did do Ulquiorra, and his was out actually the most perfect one. In fact, I actually feel like I should have put him on the cover instead of my art portfolio book because he was just so perfect. And I was like, oh no. Well, darn. Maybe next time. Maybe when I have my next year art portfolio book, I should probably just buy that instead. So, anyways, here we are. And I've actually learned a couple of new techniques since I've been doing this along the way. I found out that I've been doing this type where I just start shading in the coloring. And instead of shading, I just put it in the color like that, and then I start using this blur technique. And it kind of creates a shadowy effect of like a skin. But I felt like Ulquiorra would have been perfect to also practice with because I don't do much with the whites. So I made the background a lot darker so he can appear a lot more with the color because since he is white. Well, and the green I felt like would be a perfect combination as well because it is his color, and I thought for the background it would create an amazing illuminating like flow, you know. I thought it would have been wonderful. But yeah, it's so great, and then it's just so great. Oh, and then best news is with Clip Studio Paint, they offered an affiliation program where if you have the program, I believe, you're able to help them and make tutorials and stuff. So as of now, I have became a Clip Studio Paint, yeah, there we go, Clip Studio Paint affiliator. So I'm going to start making more tutorials and more videos on how I do my art specifically. I know a lot of people might not be that interested in it, but I do hope that it does reach to a crowd where they can learn these things. And I do want to talk about the struggles of the digital art world, the struggles of the teachers, and it's just, if you really love digital art, I feel like I do strongly believe college is not meant for digital artists, considering that I've been nothing but bullied and torn down to pieces, always thinking whether I should continue doing this art, should I continue following my career, or what to do, what not to do. It's kind of a struggle, and I do want to tell the people out there that it's okay to be afraid of doing digital and traditional art. It's actually very rare for people to do both, and I was kind of surprised because when I entered in my classroom, I had asked others what they do, and most of them, actually all of them, only had one side or the other. Most of them were traditional artists, and there were some digital, but they were not leaning towards that as, I guess, their main thing. But oh, well, I have no idea. But I was like, you know what? This is interesting. It's kind of nice to get to know other people, but when I showed my artwork in the classrooms through our Zoom meetings, it did not go well. A lot of people kind of seemed confused about what I do. They thought I did more traditional, but I actually prefer more digital. But it was interesting, especially the feedback from my teacher, which kind of hurt a bit. But luckily, there were some students that had stood up for me and had to explain to her that fan art is okay to create as long as it's not like distributedly sold like the product. But it's a whole thing I cannot talk about. I don't want to talk about, but luckily I had some students help me and vouch for me, saying that it was okay to create fan art. A lot of artists actually do the same thing, or they just do more. I mean, you can create a character, of course, but as much as I would love to do more traditional art, it's just the supplies and the time consumption, and not to mention my cats just seem to love my paper for some reason. It's a little funny, but they seem to really like my paper, and I'm just like, okay, you guys can sleep on this for like 2 hours, so why not? Anyways, I've also been coming up with a couple of ideas of what to do for the new channel, hoping it doesn't go too far off from what it is now, because I do want it to continue to be an art channel. I know many people on my channel already might not like that idea, but it's something I really want to do, and it's something I'm really passionate about, and it's also something that can be really hopeful to my future, especially because now I was reached out to become a clip studio paint affiliator. I was like, awesome, I want to do this. So anybody can really do it, but if they reach out to you, it's like, I don't know, it's like a different world. It's amazing. And then crazy enough, I posted this picture up a while ago, and I had people already asking me about commissions, and I'm like, I do take commissions, but this month of March, I was not able to because I had to finish my portfolio, I had to finish my midterms, and all my other tests for the classes, so it was a lot to handle. But it seems that I now have a waiting list for April, which is okay because it is my birthday, so I was like, maybe should I hold off on the commissions, or should I continue them, or do I only take a limit? Because I did want to celebrate my birthday with my family and my friends, and I did also want to ease up on the school because it's just getting to me right now. Like, I think the most thing is just my teacher. I feel like if I've disappointed her in so many ways for doing digital art, I feel like whatever I do is like not enough. So it's just, that feeling, I think we all get that feeling sometimes, but it's just hard to relate, especially because we all have our own journeys. We all go through different journeys. Art is always going to be there, and it's always going to develop. It's just an amazing thing about it. But hopefully my teacher might understand sometime, but I do believe she's a little old-fashioned. She prefers the traditional, but I'm not too sure. Maybe she understands this because she's not technically an art teacher. I believe she's just a jewelry teacher, but she makes amazing jewelry, so that's fine. But I'm pretty sure she understands the concept of art. I think just digital art took her by surprise because, it's kind of not a new form of art, but it's a new form to, I guess, college professors, because college professors don't seem to actually understand the digital media unless it's like creating like a logos or an icon, something, not fully digitally enhanced illustrations. I'm sure they understood people make illustrations, but they probably didn't meet people that like to do them, especially if it's like from novice to advanced or expert students. Most of the students that are in my class seem to be novice in digital media, but I had probably like a good 2.5 years of it, so I feel like I'm in a safe spot. But everybody else in the classroom seemed to have maybe very little experience, so they didn't know much about it. But I believe that's a great thing because the less you know, the more you get to learn. And it's a wonderful feeling to get to learn so many things and then to share them with your friends and group chats and just these amazing people where they can just help you out of it. Especially because I was just struggling for so long on how to do this with my teacher. I'm trying so hard to impress her. I'm trying so hard to keep everything calm, cool, collected, and making sure I give her what I want, what she needs. But at the same time, I felt like I was giving up a piece of of me. I was giving up everything on me. Not in a good way, but I didn't give her what I wanted to give her. I gave her just what she asked for, and it didn't make me happy. And I don't know. I mean, I understand you can be a traditional artist, and I understand digital art might not be a specific digital media form of art in a college, but I feel like it's just my kind of art. I feel like it's not, well, not just mine, but every other person out there that does this. It's kind of saying like they just aren't meant to do it. I don't know. It really took me by surprise, just the way she had said something. And I've had students told me that she acted quite a bit indifferent towards me. So, but I believe it's just because she's being hard on me for a reason, because she doesn't understand, and she was worried about the copyrighted issues. But that's not something I need to get into because it's just a little ridiculous, honestly. But I was really hoping that maybe with the art portfolio book I did and some of the drawings I've done, I can probably impress her, or at least give her some type of idea of what I really love to do. Because what I really love to do is I love to learn, I love to advance my skills, I love to develop, I want to do so many things. I want to learn semi-realism, I want to learn realism if I can. I would love to learn more charcoals, pastels. I would love to do many things, but the time, the money, everything just seems so hard. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you all think? I mean, does anybody else have these struggles? The struggles where you feel like sometimes you put in too much work and you get very little feedback out of it. But honestly, even one little art piece will say 1,000 things about you. And I feel like what I do, the things that I create, they say about me that I'm a crazy fangirl that just loves anime hot dudes very much. Especially this one. It's just it speaks to me in volumes because I love him. But throughout all in all, it seems very interesting how people really just don't seem to, especially the professors in colleges, don't really seem to be in touch with their digital sides. But one day I do hope that it'll change, and you never know. I always think that sometimes people just need a little bit more of a push. I mean, the last professor I had, he kicked me out of his classroom because I love digital art, and he told me that I had nothing that he liked. Everything I did was wrong. So I tricked him. I did 2 pieces of my own that were mine, and he hated them. So what I did is I got a logo from Bullet for My Valentine, my favorite band of all time. I took the roses thing, the rose, like from, I think their hit from their second album, or I believe. Well, I took the rose and I outlined it, then I colored it in with gradients, and he loved it. And I told him, sir, this is not my art, this is actually from a band. And he said that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted us to take other people's logos or pieces and just put a gradient in them. And I said, sir, that's not cool. That's not cool. Like, aren't we just kind of copywriting it? But he says, no, it's for practice. And I kept thinking, like, I get it's for practice, but it just didn't, something just didn't feel right. I didn't feel right taking credit for something that I didn't need, that like that. So I said, yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. So I kind of got mad, and then the days later went by, and he wanted us to start copying other people's works, and it just didn't feel right. So I got mad and told him, no, like, I want to do what I want to do. So I gave him a solar system piece, and he hated it. He said the stars are messed up, the planets are not aligned, and I'm like, there's only one planet. But he hated it, and before I knew it, I was kicked out of the freaking class, and I was like, well, I can't do anything about that now, can I? So I let bygones be bygones. This isn't the first time I've had my ruffle with a teacher that's not into digital art, which is weird because that was a digital teacher, so you would think he'd understand, but no, he didn't. He did not like anything I did. He did not think that I did anything good. But it's okay. I mean, we all have our struggles, right? I mean, who doesn't? So, Anyways, thank you for listening, and sorry for all the sappy sadness. But if you like the tutorials and videos, please let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, and I hope y'all have an amazing day. Bye!